My name is Paul Deweese. I live here in Lansing in the Diocese of Lansing, and I've just returned from Mepkin Abbey, which is a Trappist Catholic abbey in South Carolina. There was a program called the Mepkin Institute that invited 16 people from all walks of life, from different faiths, to come and have a monastic immersion. That it means to live just like all the other monks there live. And it was a wonderful experience, and now I'm planning to go back and to be a postulant, and then perhaps that works out well to be a novice and then make full profession. The response that I've had in the community is kind of two full responses, two different distinctive responses. One response is kind of like, what are you doing there? You know, they have this image of these monks kind of living still in the Middle Ages and chanting these prayers, and it's kind of like, you know, isn't it more important to be in the community doing something of, quote, value, unquote, because there are so many needs out here. And so the premise really of the question is that prayer itself and praise itself of God really is not very significant, not really important. What's really important is to be here in the community working and perhaps being involved in some kind of social service, outreach, and those things are very valuable. But the reality is that the liturgy of the hours, that's a way of describing the 7 times a day that the monks pray together. Another word for that is called Opus Dei, and that means the work of God. And so praying 7 times a day is actually the work of God. And what the monks are doing is that we are entering into the people of the world, the situations of the world, asking God for mercy and for blessing and for graces. Thomas Merton, famous monk at Gethsemane in Kentucky, which was another Trappist monastery, described the monks as trees. They would take in the polluting matter from the environment and then issue forth from that pure oxygen. And I think that's a beautiful imagery of what the monks are doing. So the monks are, on behalf of the world, in a way laboring. They are there as a sacrifice to pray for the world, in the world, and on behalf of the world. Another response that I would get from people is that, oh, that sounds really nice. You know, you're going to go there and you're going to be at peace, and it's almost like they're looking at it like I'm entering retirement, where I can just kind of kick back and enjoy myself. But once again, that really misses. This is a very rigorous life. Almost every moment of the day is prescribed in terms of the Eucharist and the 7 times of prayer a day, and then you have the 2 episodes of work in the mushroom farm a day. You have prescribed times for contemplation, and then reflecting on particular scriptures. So it's a very rigorous time. It's not really a time of just kind of kicking back and enjoying oneself. But both of these responses, I think, really miss the idea that praying on behalf of others is really critical. And the monastery is a privileged place because it gives us the freedom to do that, where you don't have other kinds of responsibilities of having to drive to work and paying all the bills and being concerned with your mortgage or rent. It's a time of being able to be away, and it gives you the freedom so that you are able to be more free to pray on behalf of the world.